Hello and welcome back to another episode on this channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justina. And if you're a returning viewer or listener, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. Now, here today, I'm going to talk about the new moon happening on March the 10th at 20 degrees of water sign Pisces. So here that 20th degree, that's the third decan of Pisces, which is ruled by the sign of Scorpio. So there is a little bit of that scorpionic flavor, that depth of the emotions and feelings is definitely here the case, especially since this is also a super new moon, and a super new moon or a full moon tends to intensify our emotions, our feelings, as well as our intuition. And new moon occurs when the sun and the moon meet at the same degree in the same sign. This is the beginning of a new lunar cycle. If you have any placements at around 20 degrees of one of the mutable signs, and this is, of course, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, or Sagittarius, then you will be under a greater influence of this new moon. All right, so here, this is a mutable lunation, which suggests that these are changeable times, mutable energies, flexible and adaptable as well. Now, here with this new moon in Pisces, this is a very important new moon because this lunar cycle will produce a lunar eclipse next year in September 2025. So really, really pay attention what's happening in your life around this new moon, because this will be so significant here when we reach the eclipse, a lunar eclipse in Pisces next year. All right, so if your birthday happens on the 10th of March, then this coming year is going to be really significant because the new moon brings some major changes and new beginnings in a very exciting way. All right, so here we've got two aspects that really stand out. But before I get there, I just wanted to also let you know that we don't have much cardinal energy at this point. Mercury have just or would have or will have just entered Aries. It is at 0 degrees. But we also have Chiron in the North Node, so not much cardinal influence, which suggests that we will have to push ourselves when it comes to initiating, starting something brand new, because here with the lack of cardinal energy, it's very easy to just follow the familiar path rather than initiate actions. So that's on a side note. Here, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got a very erratic and eruptive energy, rebellious even, that here, this is Mars and Uranus square. So Mars on its own is feisty and can be very fiery, dynamic, impulsive, depending on what aspect it makes with other planets. In this case scenario, it's a square, so tense energy. And here Mars in Aquarius can be rebellious, can be revolutionary, but also unconventional. Here, Uranus is connected to the unforeseen, unexpected, and sudden energy. And when Mars and Uranus connect by a square, and this square will be exact on the 9th of March, the day before this new moon is exact, you might feel this strong urge to break free, to break away from a situation that perhaps has become overly stagnant, or perhaps makes you feel limited, restricted, holds you back, and perhaps limits that ability to move forward. So we've got that rebellious energy here as we approach this new moon. So it's really important to keep your eyes open, and instead of acting impulsively, think about the long-term consequences of your actions. Now, at the same time, we've got Saturn and Neptune circulating around this new moon. Or perhaps this new moon is actually squashed between Saturn, which is connected to structure, order, boundaries, discipline. And on the other side of this new moon, we've got Neptune in Pisces. So very different energy connected to fantasy, dreams, imagination, but also delusion and confusion. So there is a lot of practical and down-to-earth grounding energy around this new moon. But at the same time, this new moon is about committing to a certain objective goal in a constructive and productive way in order to see some really long-term and long-lasting results and outcomes. So it's about commitment, solid commitment, rather than just wishful thinking. Now, at the same time, watch out, because with so much water energy, there is a tendency towards deception. Perhaps watch out for any scammers or any kind of situation that feels or seems too good to be true, then perhaps it is. Now, on a different level, what I also wanted to mention is that with so much water, we might see a lot of rainfall, floods also occurring around the globe. The traditional ruler of this new moon is Jupiter, and Jupiter is now applying to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. And this conjunction won't be exact until April the 20th. However, from this new moon, we might already start to feel the influence, the effect of the energies that will be produced as a result of this planetary alignment. And this energy can really inspire us to take risks, to try something new and different, perhaps break free from the old patterns, from some limitations as well. You might have this really, really strong urge to express your individuality and explore new horizons, either through travel, education, or some creative projects. Here, Jupiter and Uranus conjunction can bring lots of unexpected and exciting opportunities. However, something to watch out for is overconfidence or perhaps impulsiveness. This energy can be also very unpredictable and unstable. So here, it's really essential to stay grounded, practical, pay attention to or focus on your goals, on the long-term consequences of your actions, but at the same time remain open to new possibilities, new opportunities coming your way. So of course we will explore this conjunction more in depth in the future videos, but here today I just wanted to give you some heads up, as here the ruler of this new moon, the traditional ruler Jupiter, is activated. It is approaching Uranus in Taurus. All right, so let's have a look what this new moon will mean and bring for us on a more personal level. So I'll have a look at each rising sign, and you can find the timestamps in the description box down below this video and the comment section. So here we go. Thank you very much, and let's begin. Hello Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming new moon in Pisces. So here we're starting a brand new cycle with this new moon, and this new moon will produce a lunar eclipse next year in September. So it's a really important new moon. And this is your 12th house. Your 12th house deals with the energies that are often very introspective. You might be in your head. You might have a need to withdraw, and you might have a need to contemplate, review, reassess certain aspects of your life. Now, at the same time, we've got also the 12th house energy. So yes, that spiritual side of life is highlighted. Perhaps you are taking care of someone who's currently in the hospital, who needs your support, who needs your help. Perhaps you're learning a lot about yourself during this Pisces season on a much deeper level. Now, at the same time, lots of hidden matters perhaps might suddenly become clear, or perhaps you could be regaining this clarity throughout Pisces season. So lots of perhaps new beginnings here connected to that spiritual side of life, self-discovery. Perhaps you're thinking about breaking away from some negative habits, limitations that stand in the way towards personal growth and development. So here we've got two important aspects I mentioned in the initial phase or part of this video. And this is Mars and Uranus square. So this is the energy that is generally well, it will occur before this new moon is exact, but it will also influence this new moon to a certain extent. But towards the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars in your 11th house of groups and friendships and long-term goals and plans, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your second house of income, finances, but also in the area of self-worth, self-esteem, personal values. So here we've got a certain degree of tension, unpredictability in the area of friendships, groups, finances, and possessions as well. Mars, your ruler, represents action, ambition, energy, while Uranus is associated with perhaps more and sudden and unexpected, perhaps, changes, situations, but also anything to do with rebellion, innovation as well. And the square between these two planets, especially since Mars is your ruler as well, so it will definitely impact you pretty deeply, but not in a negative sense, but you will feel these energies. So you might really feel or have this strong need for independence. But overall, here, there's this clash of energy between your desire for freedom, between your desire for independence, and the need for stability and security. So this transit might manifest in unexpected expenses, fees you might have to cover, or perhaps this could be connected to some conflict with a certain acquaintance or a friend. On a different level, this could also mean that you'll be going through you might experience a sudden urge to perhaps break free or break away from some traditional values. And perhaps you are thinking about following a more of an unconventional path moving forward, especially since now Pluto is in your 11th house in the area of long-term goals and plans. Perhaps your goals and long-term plans are now being redefined step by step. So whatever the scenario, if you feel restless, if you feel angry, it's really important that you find a way to generally release these energies in some positive way, creative way, or perhaps if you go to the theater, something that can help you to relax. But at the same time, watch out because you might actually feel like you want to make an impulsive decision, but then you might regret it. So it's something also to watch out for this sort of tendencies. Now, on a different level, we've got also Jupiter approaching Uranus in Taurus in your second house. And here, yet again, Uranus is activated, but in a more positive sense. And this could lead, I'm not saying it's going to happen at the time of this new moon, because this conjunction will only be exact around the 20th of April. But from this moment in time until the middle of April, more or less, you might perhaps experience perhaps some sudden changes, or perhaps some opportunities as well related to your finances, or perhaps related to your need to redefine your values. Perhaps your values no longer align with who you are, with who you have become. So there could be also this kind of shift of energy going on. But at the same time, here with Jupiter and Uranus conjunction in your financial area, perhaps you are going to experience some unexpected changes. Financial gains, for instance. Now, this could be also connected to a desire to take risks with money. Now, here on a different level, perhaps you are going to experience some kind of shift in your belief system, something that could generally make you redefine your beliefs, your life philosophy. Now, here, there could be also a strong need that you might experience to break free from some financial obligations. Or perhaps this could be connected to breaking away from some traditions or some values that no longer serve you. So here again, be mindful with the decisions or actions that you take so that they don't lead to negative consequences. All right, so here we go. Now, let's have a look at the next sign, and we will explore now the energies of Taurus. So thank you very much, Aries. And And we've got Taurus, and this new moon will be in your 11th house. So this is connected to groups, friendships. So this new moon could be about a new friendship, a new group. Pay attention to the energies around this new moon, because I think that soon you will be generally changing your social circle. There will be more people coming into your life because Saturn can bring loneliness or detachment from some friendships, connections in your life. But you are approaching the eclipses here on Pisces and Virgo, which will be here activated this September 2024. And this new moon is connected to a lunar eclipse, which will take place next year. So during this particular new moon, you could be joining a new group online, face to face, a new connection, and or perhaps at this point, this could be that realization that actually you need to perhaps find your social circle, like-minded people as well. So there could be this need, this goal that you might have on your mind, in your mind. And at the same time, it could be also about you having the strong need to redefine your goals, your dreams, your hopes for the future. Now we've got the square between Mars and Uranus at this point as well, which is going to be exact on the 9th of March, will be exact. And this square can bring some unexpected changes as per that Uranian influence, or maybe even events here connected to your public image, your public persona. Anything to do with your career, anything to do with your professional life path and development. So during this time, you might feel restless, you might feel impulsive, maybe at times as well. Now, this is connected to wanting or having this strong need to break free from your routine or a certain routine. And perhaps you might be stimulated to take risks around this time. Now, here, this energy can be very exciting, but at the same time, it can be slightly unsettling as well, because you might experience some kind of resistance from another person, someone perhaps an authority figure or a parental figure, or perhaps this is connected to some obstacle in your path, or perhaps some obligations. So here with this square, it's important not to act impulsively. Think about the long-term consequences of your actions, especially since this new moon is connected to the lunar eclipse in Pisces next year. So now with the new moon being influenced by the Saturnian energy to a certain extent, it's all about channeling this energy into constructive action rather than taking some unnecessary risks that might actually lead to regrets. Now, at the same time, this square could also bring opportunities for personal growth, self-expression. Perhaps you will discover some talents, new talents, or some new interests that generally could help you to be more independent moving forward. So some new realizations could also come through as a result of perhaps that need to break free from something that has become overly stagnant or rigid in your routine. Now, at the same time, Jupiter, the traditional ruler of this new moon, is approaching Uranus in Taurus in your first house. And this conjunction won't be exact until the 20th of April. But during this time, generally, this conjunction could bring some really exciting opportunities connected to growth, personal growth, especially expansion as well. So here, lots of inspiring energy with this conjunction, without a doubt, especially since it's happening in your first house. And this might encourage you to start new things, break free from some old patterns and limitations. So on the one hand, we've got this Uranus and Mars square that could create a certain degree of perhaps rebellious energy, but at the same time, Jupiter gives you hope. Perhaps Jupiter helps you to find a solution or a resolution to a problem that emerges. And at the same time, you might have this really strong urge to express your individuality and perhaps explore new horizons, explore new connections, new friendships, new groups. So here, stay open to new opportunities, new possibilities, and experiences that will show up here between this new moon and the 20th of April. So pretty much the end of April. Now, Geminis, let's look at the Geminis now. Geminis, for you, this is happening in your 10th house. Your 10th house, your career, your public image, public persona, some new beginnings on the horizon for you in this regard. So that's a new moon. At the time of a new moon, things are not often clear. There could be lack of clarity, lots of thoughts, lots of ideas going through your mind, but it will take some time before you see generally any fruits of the new beginnings, of the new plants or seeds that you plant around this time. So yes, new beginnings on the horizon, perhaps a new job, new work-related opportunities, good feedback. Perhaps this is connected to some new professional life growth and development courses, this sort of dynamics. Now, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. Mars is in your 9th house of foreign places, foreign people, foreign travel, higher education. And Uranus is in your 12th house of hidden matters, of private life, of anything to do with hospitals, institutions, and subconscious mind as well. So here, Uranus and Mars square, which will be exact just the day before this new moon is exact or occurs. Here, Mars and Uranus square can bring about some unexpected changes in your life, especially when it comes to your belief system, your life philosophy, your perhaps the spiritual side of your life. You might feel restless. You might feel really eager to move away or break free from some old patterns, some old routines. Now, here, be careful because you might be stimulated to act impulsively or recklessly. So it's really important here with that Saturnian energy circulating around this new moon. It's important to be grounded, practical, but also be aware of your actions because they will have long-term consequences. Remember, this new moon will produce a lunar eclipse next year. So for this reason, it's really important to stay grounded. And so here, pay attention to your goals, even if they might seem out of reach at this point. Don't let that Neptunian influence to bring all delusion. This is about being realistic and practical, but at the same time, it's not about acting recklessly and then regret the decisions, the actions that you made around this new moon. Now, at the same time, this square could also bring a desire for adventure, exploration, and both physically and mentally. Overall, embrace the opportunities that come your way. And listen to your intuition because the intuition is really, really strong around this super new moon. Now, at the same time, we've got Jupiter applying to conjunct Uranus in Taurus in your 12th house. And this is a really powerful transit, which will be exact on April the 20th. However, from this new moon, from the time of this new moon, we can already start to feel its influence. So here, this generally transit can bring some breakthroughs, spiritual awakening, or perhaps a desire for freedom from some limiting beliefs or some limiting patterns, restricting patterns, habits, for example. So it's a very inspiring energy here, without a doubt, in your 12th house. And perhaps it will generally make you or give you a desire to dive deeper into your subconscious mind. This could be about also self-discovery or on a much deeper level. This is about connecting with your higher self. Perhaps you'll experience some revelations or insights that could really take you to or help you to understand your purpose. Perhaps you will have a greater need to retreat, at least temporarily, or go on a spiritual retreat. because you might need some time away from the outside world to really think things through and to gain a deeper understanding of the energies resonating around you at this time. All right, so let's have a look at Cancers now. Cancers, for you, this is your ninth house. All right, so the ninth house, yes, we've got a new moon, a new cycle, a new conjunction here between the new moon and the sun, which will lead, eventually will lead to a lunar eclipse in Pisces next year. So really important here, new moon, a super moon. So your intuition is heightened and your feelings, emotions as well. Here we've got a little bit of that introspective energy that comes with under that Neptunian influence, but at the same time, Saturn wants you to commit to a goal. And it's not about taking risks, unnecessary, reckless, impulsive risks. It's about thinking things through. There's a lot of practical grounding energy at this time as well. Here, a new moon in the ninth house could be connected to a new course of study, anything connected to a greater or a deep desire for knowledge, for travel, for understanding oneself on a deeper level. Perhaps you're thinking about a new job, new career, new hobby, something that will help you to break free from the monotony in many ways. Now, when it comes to locations that are connected to Pisces, because some Cancers might be traveling around this time, these locations include Portugal, Normandy, perhaps you're traveling to France, especially here, Reims is highlighted. Perhaps you're traveling to Sicily or Ratisbon in Germany or Compostela in Spain. So these are locations that are especially highlighted by that Piscean energy. Perhaps you're thinking about applying for a new passport. Your passport might be expiring. So these kind of dynamics are highlighted. Now, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. So lots of eruptive and tense energy here as we approach this new moon. And this can indicate, because here this square will also influence this new moon to a certain extent. And we've got your eighth house. So that's generally the house of death and rebirth, transformation, deep energies, emotions, feelings, but also money that comes through investments, money that comes through joint finances, resources, and partnerships. And here with Mars in your eighth house, squaring Uranus in your 11th house, this could generally indicate a period of some intense or unexpected situations, circumstances in your social life. But also personal relationships are highlighted as well, since that eighth house energy rules partnerships, rules deep soul-like connections. So you might find yourself feeling more assertive on the one hand, or even really stimulated, motivated to reach your goals and desires around this new moon. But this could also lead to some conflict or conflicting situations, energies with others. So perhaps you will feel very motivated, very driven to follow your goals, but perhaps someone might stand in the way. Someone might disagree with your decisions or ideas. So here, this is about generally staying grounded and avoiding reckless or impulsive behaviors around this time. Because because whatever that you decide, it will likely have long-term influence and consequences, because Mars is in a fixed sign and so is Uranus, and fixed energy produces long-lasting results and outcomes. Now, at the same time, we've got Saturn circulating around this new moon. So Saturn is about commitment. Saturn is not about shortcuts or rushing things through. So at the same time here, this Mars and Uranus square can bring some sudden insights or breakthroughs when it comes to your belief system, your life philosophy, your life principles. Perhaps you'll be stimulated to explore new ideas, new perspectives. Now, at the same time, we've got Jupiter applying to conjunct Uranus. And this conjunction won't be exact until April the 20th. But since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of this new moon, I thought it would be important to mention that Jupiter is actually now getting closer and closer to this major, major conjunction of 2024. And this will be taking place in your 11th house. So your long-term goals, hopes, plans, dreams, wishes, desires, but at the same time, your friendships and groups that you belong to. So overall here, Jupiter and Uranus square, which will already start to be really felt and activated from March moving forward. This can indicate some new opportunities connected to growth, connected to expansion, when it comes to your social circle, to your community. Perhaps you will be connecting with, you will have opportunities to connect with like-minded people, like-minded individuals who share a similar vision, similar outlook on life, or perhaps who have similar goals for the future. So I think there is a lot of exciting energy here, exciting and energy that can bring new experiences, new opportunities in group settings, or perhaps through networking. So it's a really good time to get yourself out there because you might attract some really interesting opportunities connected to personal growth and new connections, new friendships, this sort of dynamics. All right, so now let's have a look at the next sign, and this is Leo. Leo, this is going to happen in your 8th house. And the 8th house deals with deep feelings, deep emotions. I told you earlier that this is a super new moon, which intensifies our feelings, emotions, and intuition. But also the 20th degree of Pisces is ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio is connected to intensity, really, really powerful and transformative energy. And for you, this is happening in the house of Scorpio. The moon in the 8th house feels slightly triggered. So overall, you have to find a way to relax around this time. Music, candles, warm bath. You will probably really, really benefit from this sort of activity. So new beginnings here. It's a brand new cycle. It's here you have to commit to a goal. And it's not about taking making drastic decisions or changes in your life, because these will have long-lasting effect, long-lasting influence upon your life as well. Because we've got Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house, and we also have Mars and Uranus square. And Mars and Uranus are both in fixed signs. Fixed energy produces long-lasting results, but also this new moon is connected to a lunar eclipse that will take place next September 2025. So new beginnings here. So this could be connected to a new routine. Perhaps you're breaking away from some stagnant, negative cycle. There's a lot of transformative energy without a doubt. Now, at the same time, perhaps this is connected to a new partnership, you're joining forces with another, new business partnerships. Perhaps you're setting some new rules, and things are changing in the sphere of joint and shared resources and finances in your household. This could be about some new investments, or perhaps an idea at this point, because once the eclipses on Virgo Pisces axis begin, then many Leos will be going through financial changes, job changes. You will be buying or selling your property or a piece of land. This sort of things are usually very much the case. But at this point here with this new moon, you might be actually brainstorming, setting goals, new ideas as well. Perhaps you're taking a new loan or a mortgage, but here think carefully and deeply about the decisions that you make around this time, because they will have long-lasting consequences. Most likely. Now, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. And Mars is in your 7th house of the house of Aquarius, and Uranus is in your 10th house of career and professional life growth. And here when Mars and Uranus square occurs, and it will be exact on the 9th, but it will be activated in the days leading towards this new moon and at the time of the new moon as well. So overall, this could mean some sudden changes, unexpected situations, events in your relationships as well as in your career. So generally, this energy, this square could create a tension, especially here when it comes to your desire for independence, for freedom, for autonomy, and the need for stability in both your career and your relationships or partnerships. So you might feel restless, you might feel impulsive, as you perhaps really have this strong need to break free from some stagnant routines or limiting energies and or habits, and perhaps you'll be stimulated to take risks. But at the same time, it might be that something or someone is trying to stop you or trying to stand in the way. And there is a certain degree of obstacle or some kind of clash of energies that will have to be overcome. You have to find a resolution to this, perhaps the problem that could very much be as a result of that desire for independence and freedom, but at the same time, that need for stability and security. So perhaps you want to quit your job, but you've got financial obligations and you need to stick to them. So here, perhaps you'll have to kind of make a plan first and then take action without acting impulsively or recklessly. Now, at the same time here, it's really important to communicate openly, honestly with others around this time, people that you can trust. Maybe you'll find it beneficial if you share your problems with other people, if you seek some help or second opinion, someone that could really help you with generally whatever with the circumstances that will be present around this time. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be all, difficult. This transit can also bring opportunities for growth and transformation. And perhaps you will discover new ways of relating to others, or perhaps it's going to be about finding a more fulfilling path in your career. Right. And now, at the same time, the traditional ruler of this new moon is Jupiter, and Jupiter is applying to conjunct Uranus. This conjunction won't be exact until the 20th of April, but you might already start to feel this energetical alignment as this new moon occurs. So overall, this will be in your 10th house. And so as you can see, your career area is really highlighted and emphasized. And this could generally mean some potentially transformative experiences for your career, for your public image, for your public persona. So overall, there could be some unexpected opportunities that come up in the professional sense, connected to career growth, perhaps recognition. Maybe you have a desire to break free or break away from some old career paths, or perhaps you want to follow a more of an unconventional path moving forward. Now, at the same time, Jupiter brings a lot of optimism, hope, and luck. But here it's really important to be generally concentrate on your goal, on your objective, define it, and create a plan how you can follow, or the necessary steps that you should follow in order to reach this goal. Because here, this conjunction, Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, can also bring that desire for freedom, independence, especially here in your career. So I think many Leos will maybe want to work for themselves, have their own business, work on their own terms. This kind of dynamics could be very much the case for some Leos, but you might also have this need to express your talents or your skills in a way that sets you apart from the crowd, from other people. Here this energy is stimulating you to embrace your individuality and take the courageous steps towards your goals as well, towards your goals and objectives. All right, so now let's have a look at Virgos. Virgos, this is going to be taking place in your 7th house. Right. So the 7th house, that's your partnerships, love, relationships. For some Virgos, this is a new chapter in your relationship. Now, at the same time, this could be connected to collaborations, partnerships, Perhaps you'll be signing some important contracts. So here, remember that this new moon is connected to the lunar eclipse that will occur this year in September. So whatever that you decide around this new moon, really think carefully, because many Virgos will be committing to a long-term contract idea, goal, and it's important that you're clear with the terms and conditions, so to speak, so that you don't regret your decision. Now, at the same time, around this new moon, we've got Uranus and Mars square. So this square will be already activated in the day leading towards this new moon. It will be exact the day before this new moon on the 9th of March. However, it will still be active around this new moon, at the time of this new moon more specifically. So we've got transit of Mars in your 6th house of Aquarius, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. So squares represent tense energies, and this generally could bring this square could bring some disruption when it comes to your daily routine, your work, your daily life, daily responsibilities, this sort of dynamic. So you might feel a very, very strong urge or need to break free from some monotonous responsibilities, tasks, anything to do connected to your daily life, for example, daily responsibilities. Perhaps you have this strong need to follow some new and more exciting, more fulfilling experiences that can help you to perhaps broaden your horizons, your wisdom. And generally, this energy can feel slightly restless and can make you slightly impatient as well. But at the same time, squares create opportunities for growth, development. We learn a lot about ourselves during the square aspects. So it's not, it doesn't have to be doom and gloom, that you can take it as a challenge. At the same time, this can really help you to move forward with your life in a really substantial way. So overall, it's really important during this time to also maintain a healthy balance between your physical health and your mental well-being. So this isn't a good time for taking unnecessary risks. Plan carefully, think carefully, stay grounded, practical. Now, at the same time here, perhaps you will have to be more flexible, more adaptable when it comes to your approach to work or health in order to achieve desired outcomes, especially around this new moon. Here we also have Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. So Jupiter and Uranus will conjoin on the 20th of April. However, from March, we will begin to feel this conjunction on a much deeper level. So for many people here, this conjunction will be already activated in March. And this is happening in your 9th house. The 9th house deals with your life purpose, your life philosophy, your life principle, anything that helps you to expand your horizons, your wisdom. And during this time, March, April influence here, this could be connected to some breakthroughs or perhaps some sudden experiences, situations, circumstances in the area of your of higher education, your life philosophy, your spiritual growth, foreign people, foreign connections. And there could be some unexpected opportunities also during this time for travel, for exploration of new cultures, belief systems. Perhaps you're launching a new business. Perhaps you're taking your business to a global scale. So it's really important to generally embrace the changes during this time, because too much resistance can make you miss an important opportunity that comes your way, because this could be a really significant time, a time of positive transformations in your life. All right, so here we go, Virgos. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at Libras. Hello, Libras, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming new moon in Pisces. So this new moon will be taking place in your 6th house. So with the 6th house energy, this is often connected to a new routine. Perhaps this could be about simplifying your daily routine, your daily life. This is a time when you can get organized. Saturn is circulating around this new moon. Saturn is connected to structure, commitment. Perhaps you have this strong need to commit to a certain goal that will help you with a work-related project, that will help you to perhaps bring more fulfillment and more fun into your daily life. Your daily life is really highlighted here, but at the same time, this could be connected to a, as I said, new routine, new structure when it comes to your daily life, or perhaps you'll be going through health checkups. Here, Pisces rules our feet. So if you experience some aches in your feet during this time, then take a rest. Lay down, sit down, or perhaps reflexology, foot massage could be very beneficial, very helpful for you. Now, at the same time, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. Squares represent tense energy, but at the same time, they also give us this amazing opportunity connected to personal growth, personal development. So here, Mars is in your fifth house of leisure, pleasure, creativity, romance. And Uranus is in your eighth house, and the eighth house deals with deep energies, transformation, regeneration. Now, here with Mars and Uranus square at this time, this could be about some sudden changes or unexpected situations, circumstances related to that creative side of your life, anything to do with your shared resources, joint resources, or romance, your children. So there could be an unexpected situation that will need your attention in one of these areas of life. So you might also have this really strong urge to express yourself in some way, creatively. Or perhaps this could be about your romantic relationship going into the next stage, or perhaps you will be starting or welcoming a new romantic relationship. But here there is a certain degree of an obstacle that could occur, or perhaps some resistance from other people. So here this energy can be, on the one hand, it can be exciting, but at the same time, it could be unsettling as well, because you might want to break free from some old patterns, some limitations, perhaps some connections, but also you might fear the unknown. And here that eighth house energy is activated. That could bring a certain degree of fear in regards to you're not sure whether you're making the right decision. You're not sure where you're heading. So this isn't a good time for making any reckless decisions. This is a time to be grounded and practical. This is a time to commit to your idea, to your objective, to your goal, and stick to it. Because generally this new moon will produce a lunar eclipse next year. So really, really pay attention to the energies present around this new moon, because they will be yet again activated next year. And if you prepare well, if you generally work productively on a goal, idea that you want to implement, or a routine habit you want to implement into your life, then you'll be able to see some really interesting outcomes and results once the lunar eclipse in Pisces takes place next year. So overall here, it's not a good time to take any risks. It's essential to avoid impulsive decisions, because they will likely have long-term influence and consequences here. Taurus and Aquarius, they are both fixed signs. Fixed energy has long-lasting influence. But at the same time, with Mars and Uranus square here, with that activation of the eighth house, you might also have to confront some deep-seated emotions and feelings. But at the same time, this could be a time when you could liberate yourself from them. Now here we also have Jupiter and Uranus applying conjunction. This conjunction won't be exact until April the 20th. But here, since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, many of us will start to feel these energies. It's a very important conjunction of 2024. And this is happening in your eighth house. So that eighth house energy is yet again activated. And during this time overall, and well, March, April here influence, this could be about some sudden changes or opportunities connected to joint and shared resources, to your intimate relationships, to some investments, perhaps bonuses, as well. And overall here with this, so I think Jupiter will give you a lot of hope and help you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So with Jupiter and Uranus, you might feel like taking financial risks. However, since Uranus is connected to the unexpected, unforeseen energy, it's really important to be cautious and have a solid financial plan in place around this time, especially if you're going to be investing your money. Now, at the same time, this energy can also bring a sense of liberation or freedom when it comes to your intimate connections, when it comes to your desire to break free from some old patterns, or perhaps you will have this strong need to explore new depths of your intimacy, of connection. Perhaps you could be generally experiencing that very deep or that ability to connect on a much deeper level in your intimate connection. But at the same time, it's really important to communicate openly at this time, because on the one hand, this is a time of new possibilities, new opportunities. But here with Jupiter and Uranus, it's also important to be mindful of overconfidence or perhaps recklessness, because this energy is unpredictable and it is unstable as well. All right, so now let's have a look at Scorpio. Scorpio, so interestingly, the 20th degree of Pisces is ruled by Scorpio. So you might feel really in tune with this new moon. Fifth house deals with that creative self-expression, your business, your hobby, your passion, your interest, the romantic side of life. Saturn wants you to commit to a goal, an objective. This new moon will have long-lasting influence, consequences with Saturn being here, but also it's a super new moon, and this lunar cycle will produce a lunar eclipse. It's a really intense lunar cycle, without a doubt. So here it's important to be practical, realistic, to have a plan, a constructive plan with a step-by-step approach, perhaps, that will help you to reach your goals and objectives. There's a lot of opportunities, potential here with this new moon, without a doubt. A new moon is about something fresh, new goals, new ideas, new hobbies, new interests, new business, perhaps a new romance as well. But at the same time, we also have very different energies happening here. So with regards to children, so perhaps this could be about a potential new opportunity to work as a teacher, as a guide, as a coach, or perhaps you're thinking about having children, or perhaps you've just had a child and you're really busy with a newborn, or perhaps you're bringing more structure into your parenting style. Now, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. This is a very important alignment for Scorpios, because Mars is your traditional ruler. So you will feel it quite intensely. And there has been already quite a lot going on in the home sphere in February. And here during this new moon, Mars will square Uranus in Taurus at 19 degrees. Fixed energy produces long-lasting outcomes and results, and you have to implement some effort to find a resolution to whatever that comes up around this time. So just to give you an idea here, Mars will be in your fourth house of home and family dynamics, and Uranus in your seventh house, right? So overall, Uranus and Mars square, so that's fourth and seventh house energy activated, can generally mean or indicate a period of tension, unpredictability in your relationships, one-to-one connections, partnerships, contracts you have with other people, and your home situation, your family, domestic life. You might feel like your personal freedom is being restricted by others, by other people. And this can lead to conflict. This can lead to some really dynamic, fiery, rebellious energy even. So during this time, it's really important to find a healthy balance between asserting your own needs, your space, your desires, but also respecting the needs of others. Here, this transit can bring a certain degree of disruptions in your living situations or your partnerships. So it's really important to be flexible, adaptable during this time, but at the same time, it's not a good time for taking any impulsive decisions. So here, I think this is also about breaking away, breaking free from any rigid routines, limitations, anything that feels restricting. Perhaps your approach to love, relationships, commitments is changing. Now, at the same time, Uranus and Jupiter are getting closer and closer. This conjunction will be exact on the 20th of April. But since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, you might already feel some of the influence of this transit around this new moon. So with Jupiter and Uranus conjunction or applying conjunction at this point in your seventh house of love, relationships, partnerships, this could indicate some sudden or unexpected situations, circumstances, changes in your relationships and partnerships. Now, on the one hand, this conjunction can bring some new, some exciting connections into your life, but at the same time, this could be also about some endings or conflicts with other people. So you might have this really strong urge to break free from some old patterns, old routines in your relationships, or perhaps old ways of relating to others or your approach to relationships, as I mentioned earlier. And perhaps the time has come to explore new horizons, new possibilities, new opportunities. Here, this conjunction can bring lots of energy connected to growth, opportunities related to expansion as well in your personal, but also professional relationships. So here, what you need to remember about is to communicate clearly and openly, especially when it comes to these one-to-one connections. Avoid impulsive decisions because these can lead to conflicts or misunderstandings. And here, this conjunction, I think, is also related to trying to maintain balance and harmony in relationships because there could be a certain degree of instability and disruption. But we'll explore this further as the time comes by. But here, I just wanted to give you some heads up. All right, so let's have a look at Sagittarius now. Sagittarius, for you, this is your fourth house. Your fourth house is activated, so your domestic life, your family dynamics, your roots, your heritage. In the March horoscopes, many Sagittarius rising mentioned they were undergoing renovations, anything to do with pipes, water, bathroom, sink replacement. So working with generally anything that is connected to water or perhaps some water features at your home, around your home. So this could be very much about this sort of dynamic. So renovations, or you might be planning potential renovations here. Saturn wants you to commit to a goal in a constructive, realistic, productive, down-to-earth way. But at the same time here, this could be also generally connected to some new beginnings as well in your home sphere. Perhaps someone is moving in, moving out, or this is also related to perhaps one of the parental figure needing your help and support. However, we've got a few interesting alignments happening at this time because in the days leading towards this new moon, Mars and Uranus will connect by a square, tense energy, tense aspect, and this aspect will be exact the day before this new moon. So that's on the 9th of March. And it will happen in a fixed energy, in fixed signs. Fixed energies, long lasting. So overall, whatever you commit to around this time, it will likely have a long lasting outcomes and results. So here it's about a cautious and strategic approach rather than reckless and rushed decision making. Okay, so so Mars at this point is in your third house and it will square Uranus in your sixth house. And this overall here, as I mentioned, in the days leading towards this new moon and generally around this new moon, this could be a period of when you might feel restless, you might feel impatient, especially when it comes to your work, when it comes to your daily routine, your daily life. And you might also feel this sudden need for change, or you might have this really strong desire to break free, break away from some stagnant and monotonous routines, responsibilities. Generally, you might want to move away from the mundane tasks of daily life, especially those that have become overly daunting. And at the same time, you might also perhaps experience some unexpected situations, events in your personal relationships, or perhaps with people from your everyday life. On one hand, there could be some breakthroughs and realizations, or that need to change your routine and do things perhaps differently. But at the same time, you will really benefit around this new moon to generally channel your energy into something productive, something generally that will help you to release any frustrating energy. Now, at the same time, your ruler Jupiter is applying to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. This conjunction won't be exact until the 20th of April. However, it will already start to begin to be activated following this new moon, especially since Jupiter is also the traditional ruler of this new moon. So this is happening in your sixth house. So yet again, the area of work, everyday routine, everyday responsibilities is emphasized, highlighted. And this conjunction might really stimulate you to implement some changes in your daily life, your work life. And you might experience some unexpected or some exciting opportunities that will generally help you to expand your skills, your knowledge. So here, Jupiter and Uranus conjunction could really help you to attract some new and exciting opportunities that could help you to expand your skills, your knowledge, your horizons. Perhaps this could mean also that you'll be able to find a more interesting job, or generally figure out what you want to do next with your life, with your work life. But here, you might also now here, this could be also connected to some unexpected changes in your daily routine that will generally force you to adapt to something new, or perhaps find a solution. So you might feel restless because of this strong desire for freedom, independence, especially in your daily life, or perhaps in your work life. At the same time, you might also have this strong urge to break free or break away from any restrictions or any limitations, especially those that are holding you back. Now, this is especially important because, as I mentioned earlier, here your chart ruler is here triggered, activated, and Uranus brings that rebellious energy. And if there's something or someone that is holding you back and creates that stagnant and monotonous energy in your life, then here Jupiter and Uranus conjunction might stimulate you to break free, to break away from this sort of dynamics. And it's really important to be grounded and to avoid making impulsive decisions during this time, because this can also lead to unpredictable outcomes. So overall, embrace the opportunities, the possibility that come your way. And perhaps the time has come to be more open to new ways of approaching your work life, your daily routines. All right, so thank you very much, Sagittarius. Now let's have a look at what's happening in Capricorn's charts. Capricorn, this is happening in your third house. So communication is highlighted here, exchange of information. For some Capricorns, this could be about a new social account, Facebook, Instagram, X, perhaps you either starting a new account, or perhaps you are deactivating. So this could go one way or another. But overall, this could be connected to some new goals. You might be committing to a new goal, new objective, perhaps a new course of study during this time. Perhaps you have a strong need to improve your knowledge about a specific topic. This could be connected to also a new website, a blog, a trip, a travel, new connection as well, some kind of involvement in your community life. However, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got a clash of energies. We've got Mars squaring Uranus, and this square will be exact on the 9th of March, so the day before this new moon is exact. However, overall, since we've got such intense energy in play, it will likely still resonate at the time of the new moon and a couple of days after. So Mars is in your second house at this point and squaring Uranus in Taurus in the fifth house. Squares represent tense energy and overall Mars and Uranus square. This could mean that you will have a very strong desire for change, for excitement, especially when it comes to in the area of self-expression, hobbies, interests. Perhaps you have a need to have your own business, or you have a need for more independence, for example, or perhaps you want to redefine your personal values. Now, generally, this could also manifest in some unexpected financial gains or losses. This will highly depend on other aspects, personal aspects taking place in your chart at the time of this new moon. Now, here you could also experience sudden changes when it comes to your hobbies, your interests, your business. Perhaps you have this strong desire to break free from some outdated modes of expression, self-expression. And at the same time, we also have a very different energy being present here. We've got Jupiter and Uranus applying conjunction. This conjunction won't be exact until the 20th of April, but here, since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of this new moon, you might already start to feel these energies around this new moon. So here we go, the fifth house activated, highly creative and innovative time, without a doubt. And overall, this influence will be especially highlighted between March and April, and it could bring some sudden and unexpected opportunities related to self-expression, creativity. Perhaps this could be connected to childbirth, or working with young people, coaching, mentoring, or perhaps a new romance. You might feel really inspired as well to try new things, especially in the area of creativity, entertainment, leisure, anything to do with that creative self-expression as well. Now, here, Jupiter and Uranus conjunction could also bring some unexpected luck, a sense of enthusiasm and excitement as well. Perhaps you'll be able to feel more confident about yourself, about your skills, about your talents. Something to watch out for during this time is overall overconfidence, or perhaps impulsiveness as well. Just stay grounded, focus on your goal during this time, and just remain open to new possibilities, new experiences. But overall, there could be also some unexpected changes in your romantic life, perhaps a new relationships, or some unexpected surprises in your current relationship as well. All right, so thank you very much, Capricorns. And now let's have a look at Aquarius. Aquarius, this is happening in your second house. So here, financial security, stability, self-esteem, self-worth, finances. These are really emphasized around this time. Perhaps you'll be setting new goals, new financial goals. Perhaps you're committing to some kind of financial plan. Perhaps this is about a major purchase, but perhaps you will have to kind of repay this object on monthly basis. So perhaps you'll be committing to an installment, a 12 or 24 months installment plan. Now, could be connected to financial planning, budgeting as well. And overall, during this time, in the days leading towards this new moon, we've got Mars and Uranus square. Here, squares represent tense energies, and Uranus is your modern ruler. Mars is the traditional ruler of your 10th house. So there could be some kind of disruption happening in your career as well, in your outside world, public life. But overall, Mars at this point will be in your first house, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your fourth house. So with squares and Uranus involved, very often this is connected to some unexpected situations, circumstances, and they will likely occur in your personal life and in your home environment, because that's where here this square is taking place between your first house and your fourth house. So perhaps you'll be feeling restless, perhaps you'll be feeling impulsive, really eager to break free from any routines or rigid routines, or some limitations, especially those that are holding you back. And overall, it's really important or essential to avoid taking any unnecessary or impulsive risks, because this could lead to some conflicting situations with your family members, or perhaps this could lead to some regrettable outcomes. Instead, try to channel this energy into something productive, creative. Perhaps the time has come to redefine your values, redefine your daily routine. If you want to implement some changes in your routine, in your daily life, then perhaps it's better to create a plan and follow some steps in order to just make sudden decisions, because they will likely have long-lasting outcomes and results. We are dealing with fixed energies. Fixed energies have long-lasting outcomes and results, but at the same time, this new moon will produce a lunar eclipse next year in September. So here, if you channel this energy in a productive way, it can really lead or help you to express your individuality and assert your needs without causing any disruption, without causing any conflicting situation. But at the same time here, there's a lot of energy that can help you to experience personal growth, liberation. But perhaps first you will have to adapt to the challenges or some new circumstances that emerge around this time. And here we also have Jupiter and Uranus applying conjunction taking place. It will be exact on the 20th of April, but since Jupiter is the modern ruler, the traditional ruler of this new moon, we will likely start to, or begin to feel these energies following this new moon. So I think this is an influence that will be especially highlighted in March and April, and it can bring some unexpected opportunities related to your home, family dynamics. It will highlight your fourth house because that's where Jupiter and Uranus are currently present. So here, this could be connected to some unexpected opportunities here related to that emotional foundation, family dynamics, home as well, family relationships. But at the same time, you might experience some unexpected breakthroughs, or perhaps some insights that could really help you to create a more fulfilling and more comfortable living environment. During this time, you might feel this strong urge to break free from some old patterns, some old traditions. Perhaps you want to change the way you approach your home life. Perhaps you have this strong need to live your life on your own terms. It's going to be a really exciting time of growth and development. But at the same time, it's really important to remain grounded and practical while you navigate these changes. All right, so let's have a look at Pisces now. Pisces, for you, this is happening in your first house. It's a really important new moon, time of new beginnings, a new chapter. This new moon will lead to a lunar eclipse next year in September. So this is an ideal time when you can set some long-lasting, concrete goals. Ideally, you want to commit to a goal, to an objective, because whatever you decide around this time, it will have long-lasting outcomes and results. There are so many energies centered around your first house. The first house is about the self. First house deals with our identity, ego. And Saturn circulating around this new moon wants you to be practical, grounded, and realistic. The days leading towards this new moon, and also the influence will last throughout the new moon and a couple of days after. We've got Mars and Uranus square. This square will be exact the day before this new moon on the 9th of March. And Mars is in your 12th house at this point, and Uranus is in your 3rd house. This square can bring tense energy, but also unexpected circumstances, situations, and changes related to communication or perhaps self-expression, with that 3rd house being activated. This square can also lead to impulsive reactions or even conflicts with family members or your neighbors, siblings. So here it's really important to stay calm and avoid making some hasty or rash decisions because they will likely have long-lasting consequences. If you act recklessly or impulsively, then you might regret the decisions that you made around this new moon, or perhaps the words that you use. So overall here, what might feel beneficial is meditation, spiritual practices, They can really help you to manage the intense energy resonating around this new moon. At the same time, your traditional ruler Jupiter is applying to conjunct Uranus in Taurus in the third house. This conjunction won't be exact until about the 20th of April. But since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of this particular new moon, we are going to begin to feel the influence of this conjunction. It's a very important event of 2024. And overall, with this conjunction highlighting your area of communication, short distance travel, this can generally bring some sudden, as per Uranus influence, sudden unexpected changes or even opportunities connected to communication, connected to learning, connected to your immediate environment, perhaps some new connections as well within your immediate community network. So you might feel a strong desire also to break free from some old patterns of thinking, or perhaps old ways of expressing your individuality. Now, here with the third house being highlighted as well, I would say March, this is like March, April influence, but this could be also about receiving some unexpected news, or perhaps this could be about the travel you'll be taking in a very near future. This also is related to new connections with people who can really help you to open your horizons or broaden your horizons and generally help you see the world in a very different and new way. So new connections, new friendships, generally new contacts could be very much the case as well for some people. But something to watch out for is overconfidence or perhaps impulsiveness, especially in the way you communicate, in the way you express your thoughts, ideas, because this energy can be generally unpredictable and unstable as well. So it's really important to stay grounded and generally focused on your goals, but at the same time, remain open to possibilities, new experiences as well. So lots of excitement, new opportunities, as long as you are present, grounded. And overall, here, this conjunction can also bring a potential for a certain degree of success in the area of writing, in the area of teaching, or perhaps other forms of communication. All right, so here we go. Thank you very much, Pisces. All right, so we reached the final sign for this forecast. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this forecast, this video, and happy new moon in Pisces. And until the next time, bye for now.